The Bureau of Customs is the second biggest source of revenues of the government, which funds the national budget every year. A major concern which affects revenue collection is smuggling. In the past administration, smuggling problem, but under the Aquino administration, the campaign has been intensified. Has it produced positive results? With the onset of the Christmas season, there are reports that smuggling is on the rise. Is there any basis for these reports? What is the Customs Bureau doing to ensure this is not a problem? And joining us tonight is Customs Commissioner Ruffy Biazon. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, how is the revenue collection efforts of the Bureau of Customs? Are you on target?
Well, we're always posting positive growth over the collection of the previous year, but the target so far for this year has been a bit elusive, especially because the increase from 2011 to 2012 is an almost 30% increase in the target. That's why it's been really a difficult task for us. But at least we're posting double-digit growth compared to previous year's collections.
So besides the increased targets, what are the other reasons why the Customs is falling short on the target right now?
Well, one is that we have been increasing the reductions of taxes. We have agreements with other countries wherein the rate of duties are falling because of WTO agreements. Second, of course, is the leakages through the system where there is the occurrence of smuggling, and the different factors such as the variations in the world economy. There are other areas where the economy isn't doing great, and it has an effect on us, especially the exports to our countries.
So there is a perception that every time Christmas is here, smuggling is on the rise. Is this true? What are being smuggled, and how true is that agriculture products are on top of the list?
Well, during Christmas, there is really an influx of imports due to the higher consumer demand. And of course, there would be some who would try to take advantage of the season to gain more profit. Like, for example, recently we caught shipments of Peking duck and pigeon. These are prohibited for importation into the Philippines, but because they are usually in high demand during Christmas, smugglers take advantage of that season. But we are always there. As I said, we intercepted that shipment. Because we also know that with this rise in demand, we also have to increase our efforts.
So how do you identify and apprehend these smugglers, and which ports are rampant with smuggling?
Well, the ports of Manila, we have two ports here, carry about 80% of the cargo. So a lot of the importations come through these ports, and naturally there would be a big number of attempts to bring in goods through these ports. But we also look out at the outports. We have operatives there who also do interceptions of smuggled items. For example, what we caught in Legazpi, the whole shipload of smuggled rice. In Subic, we had two shipments, big shipments, that we also intercepted. All of these were done through the efforts of our operatives in the field.
Sir, with regards to intelligence gathering in the information of smugglers, how do you source the data? Is it sourced locally, or do you also have the cooperation of other countries?
Yes, we have coordination with our counterparts abroad. So we do get intelligence information coming from customs administrations from across the world. We also receive information from our local counterparts from other agencies, and of course the spade work of our own intelligence officers, as well as the risk management system that we have. The risk management system is a profiling system wherein we profile imports that come into the country, classify them as to high risk, low risk, and no risk. So there are different methods in intercepting smuggled items.
Sir, as compared to the previous years, do we see a rise in smuggling or decrease?
Well, we can't use the data right now to make that determination, but we are able to post increases in the number of interceptions that we have. Like for example, in the airports in the year 2011, there were no interceptions of drug smugglers, while during this year we have had a series of interceptions starting from February, and we have really taken a big blow against the drug smugglers, especially at the airports. So we are posting positive gains in our efforts against smuggling.
So with regards to those perishable goods that have been smuggled and intercepted by the customs, where did this go? What do you do with these perishable items?
Well, if the perishable items are fit for human consumption, they may be auctioned off to the highest bidder. Like for example, the intercepted 420,000 rice in Subic, we just recently auctioned it off. In the case of prohibited articles, for example, the Peking duck, we have to destroy it because there is a bird flu advisory. That's why it is prohibited. Spoiled food are also disposed of. Generally, the mandate of the Bureau of Customs is to generate revenue. So our first option is to dispose of it by auction if it is fit for human consumption.
And sir, finally, the overall impression of our people of the Customs Bureau in the past is that it's corrupt and weeding out scalawags is impossible. Has there been a change in perception? What did you do to engineer a turnaround?
Well, let me just cite one survey that was done by SWS several months ago, wherein the Bureau of Customs got a positive 24 increase in the trust of businessmen. So I guess that could be a basis to say that trust in the Bureau is being restored. But I would also want to say that we are still far from getting the ideal scenario wherein there would be full trust and confidence by the people. The Bureau of Customs indeed is saddled with problems of corruption and smuggling, but we are having gains, especially under the Aquino administration.
Okay, on that note, thank you very much for joining us tonight. That was Customs Commissioner Ruffy Biazon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.